Alright. Hello, everybody. Alright, we have to rest. You just received your first trait. Some choices in the game will push Julia different ways of thinking. Which will have a lasting effect on her throughout the story. You will see a brief pop-up on the top of any screen. You have received a new trait. You can also view any unlocked traits in the lock screen, accessed through the top left icon. Remember, the ruthlessness is the mark of a true La Sombra. You might walk another path before reaching the destination. Oh. Wait. Okay. Okay. I always told you you'd make it big. Get real, these assholes are just using me as a pawn in the stupid game, the stupid fourth dimensional chess game. As opposed to just keeping you off the chessboard. Don't be a glass half empty buzzkill. Which of them make me a scapegoat or something? Watch them make me a scapegoat or something. That would be exciting. I could write a book about living with the 21st century Lee Harvey Oswald. Come on, don't even joke like that. I haven't killed anyone. Julia, honey, neither did Oswald. Yeah, right. I keep forgetting. Stop wriggling or I'm gonna mess your face up. Sorry. I'm always obedient when she's busy working on my makeup. It's hard to take care of your appearance, especially your face, when you can't even see yourself in the mirror. Not that I've ever been particularly good at it, but Dakota doesn't seem to mind. I'm her goth dress-up doll. Her presence in my unlife is one of the few good things that my sire provided for me before fucking off to Chicago. Normally, I'd be told to find myself a ghoul, but many of our clan, including myself, finds the idea of ghouls distasteful. We're cat people, not dog people. We don't want faithful servants. We want companions who rely on us. Despite having, in theory, anyway, the free will or not to. The kind of relationship I have with Dakota would normally be a breach of the Masquerade's rules, but the rules are different for kindred who are Camarilla adjacent, even losers like me. Simplifying here, but my sire made it clear that her child would not own slaves. And that was the end of the discussion. Be honest, I think the court mostly agreed to the request because they wanted one more thing to blackmail me with, just in case. What would you do in my place? If I had to investigate your elite's wrongdoings, yeah. I'd probably look for those rich fucks' pedophile rings, look for those assholes who mention pizza suspiciously too often, see who has powerful friends in Manhattan jails, stuff like that. Oh, come on. No, I'm serious. Search for the deep rot. And a lot of and a lot of smaller crimes will get solved in the process. What is it with you and conspiracy theories? What do you mean? You just told me your bosses are having eyes wide shut parties, and suddenly you don't believe the rich people's pedophile rings? I don't know. I don't know if I want to know. My point is, you act as if all the conspiracy theories are real. Like, you can't possibly believe all the shit. Half of it doesn't even make any sense. Well, you want an interesting answer or a real question? A real answer should be the more interesting one. She removes her brush from my face to gather her thoughts. Everyone's lost nowadays. Just look at the world. It's drowning in facts that fail to cohere in a single convincing narrative. Or a story that resonates. The corporate media want you to believe in empirical thinking, but it always fails to deliver moral and metaphysical truths. And the people desperately lack those. So what do? They turn to conspiracies, and suddenly they are all able to navigate the world. And why is that? Because conspiracy theories give the emotional truths that deserve or serve as a type of moral compass. Is Bill Gates trying to insert satanic microchips into the body? Probably not. I hope not. Now, is he a terrible person? No idea, but there's an ample amount of evidence that might be in the case. It's in his ruthless business strategies, the company he used to keep, the philosophies he follows. People look at him and they feel he's fishy. So when the media present him as a genius or savior, and I post that he wants to make the mark of the beast in my... they choose to believe me. Because it makes moral, emotional, and metaphysical sense to them. And ultimately, it's what matters most in the end. Nah, I don't buy it. Like, at all. But since it's you saying it, I will just say it's cute. Good enough for me. You come up with the monologue yourself. Oh no, I read it on Facebook. Oh, figures. But just to make sure, vaccines are okay? Well, as far as I know, it was autism. Huh, good to hear. Anywho, I'm done. You're the best. Yeah, considering how many times I've done makeup on the dead body, I probably have a... Now, that sounds like an exciting career, but in reality, it is probably the most boring thing under the sun. Yeah, I like my corpses more talkative, pouty, and self-loathing. Shut up. This carcass will be leaving now. It's just a job to do. Go get him, Tiger. First thing I need to do, meet with Kadir tonight and report to him. I hope he knows how to guide me on this mess. He should have time for me in an hour or two. In the meantime, I suppose it's time to find some... what's the most dehumanizing word I can use here? Nourishment. Kadir told me I need to quench my hunger less often if I didn't smoke. It kills you, he said, but to start killing itself, your organism must pretend it's alive. And that uses up precious vitae. But I love cigarettes. The way they smell, the way they burn, the hot ash that falls from the top, the sound of a lighter. The way they kill you, of course. And I guess I need some tactile connection to who I was when I was alive. Okay, New York City, guide my steps. Show me which one of your children I should drink tonight. Diva's the delight, feeding name. Kiss addict, audacious enough, openly picture unique taste. I'm not in a clubbing mood, but since I need to feed. Samira is asking to meet her. If not, ongoing celebrations. The partition would prove an odd choice of a secret rendezvous. Bunny the reporter. He left a note on my old job point. Bunny the reporter. Shit could be in the woods. Well, I guess we eat. No blood, no matter how exquisite, it's worth suffering through this noise. Something terrible must have happened to the previous DJ. It had to be sudden and unexpected for them to hire this amateur under the wire. Zero ability to read the crowd, no sense of flow, as if that consistent flashing wasn't migraine-inducing enough. Not that I remember how an ordinary headache feels like. I know that hunger though, which is why I'm here tonight. A purple-haired girl bumps into me. Head down, tears flowing down her cheeks, hands trembling. As much as I'd understand it, I don't think it's the guy at the turntables that made her do this. Oof. Oh, I'm so sorry. She bolts before I can say a single word. Well, who am I to blame her? A tactical retreat probably felt like a good idea. The trance of cheap booze in every potential vessel is faint, but ever present. At this point, the smell is all I'm getting. Come to think of it, I can barely remember how alcohol tastes. Maybe I should remind myself. Nah, that's dumb. But the bar's pretty much free of people at the moment. I get closer and take a peek at the drink menus. These are some goofy fucking names, especially from my kindred's perspective. Most of my kin can't stomach the liquor. Any fluid other than blood or food? Really, I got no reason to believe I'm different. I close the drink menu and pass it along to some yuppie drunkard. He seems overjoyed, and the bartender's dismay orders the fanciest drink on the offer. The music abruptly stops. Just as I step away from the bar, I can't see the booth, but the crowd's reaction tells me all I need to know. Looks like we have a new DJ. The vibe immediately approves. Hallelujah. But present moments never last. Some well-worn dude on the wrong side of 40 decides to hit me up. Our eyes meet for a brief moment, slightly too late for me to outmaneuver him. Strangely, there's no lust in his gaze, and yet he seems like a predator closing in on prey. Shit. Could he be the rumored Diva's delight? A kiss addict, clocking me as a bloodsucker? How come you're here all alone, sweetheart? I can't quite pinpoint what it is, but there's something irksome in the way he carries himself. As he approaches me, I begin to feel fatigued. Like there was a sudden drop in atmospheric pressure. I turn my back to him. I hope he'll get the message. He doesn't. I can feel his eyes burning holes in my skull. Sure enough, when I look again, he's still there. I feel spiders crawling up my spine. Is there something wrong? Here, let me... Hands off, asshole. I can barely focus my eyes, but he freezes in place for a moment. Hey, Stallion. How about you go bother that guy? He struggles with my chaotic command and gives me an unsettling look, but in the end, he seems to do what I wanted him to do. He approached the metalhead, who immediately turns hostile, and the metalhead's first punch breaks the guy's nose. I don't wait to see the second one. Time to bail. Not look back. Right before I reach the exit, the purple-haired girl from the earlier bumps into me once again. This time, I know it's not coincidental. Wait, please. She seems startled, but gives me a pleading look. I saw what you did to that man. Are you one of them? What are you talking about? Who's... She bares her teeth and taps the side of her neck. Oh, I get it. So you're the diva's delight. She blushes innocently, like I just caught her stealing cookies. Yeah, it sounds silly, I know, but I thought it would attract some of, some of your kind. I've always been told I taste good. Would you like to try? She looks at me the same way a junkie who hasn't had it hit for a while looks at a syringe. You know too much. There's no way you don't have a patron of some sort. Her eyes tear up again. I do, but maybe I don't know anymore. He shows up whenever he wants, then disappears for weeks. I don't even know his name. We were supposed to meet here tonight, but I guess he didn't show up. The girl keeps talking now, but she has found somebody new to open up to. Any instinct she might have had to remain secretive is gone. Makes you wonder who thought it was a good idea to breach the Masquerade for her. Before him, I used to have a caregiver. She was one of the divas too. She was exceptional, noble. I think she cared about me in a way. She always complimented the way I taste. Would you like a try? She clings to my arm like I am Jesus Christ and Kurt Cobain at the same time. Descended from the heavenly to turn misery to bliss. I can't help but feel some disdain. Please, I promise you won't be disappointed. I know I won't be. I'm too hungry for that. But I also like to pretend I'm something better than hungry from time to time. The hunger gets the better of me, but somehow I don't mind. This is what she wants, isn't it? A quick look around. Nobody's paying attention. Why would they? They're just two random girls that seem to be into each other. I gently grab the back of her head and put my lips closer to her neck. She visibly trembles with excitement. As I bite down, her body softens. Then I drink, savor each sip. She really tastes incredible. Like an unfulfilled promise, sweet, sweet innocence. As soon as I'm done, she loses her footing, weakened, but doubtfully relieved. I help her sit down on the floor. She smiles at me, joy glinting in her eye. Thank you, I really needed that. My name's, don't talk, just rest for a while. I leave her alone, in the state of bliss. She doesn't seem to mind. It looks like I did the right thing, right? I leave the booming sounds of the club behind me and get on my own night. Alright, so for the rest of the night, do we go wacko journalist, because we kind of went that route with the first interactive story, or do we see, let's keep to the nicer side of the world. No need to dirty the La Sombra name. A clean-cut staff member, dressed in impeccable company uniform, smiles at me at the elevator as the elevator opens. Good evening, ma'am. Meeting someone? I dismiss this question with an apathetic shrug. He sizes me up for a brief moment, visibly questioning my fashion sense. However, his professional acumen quickly trumps his discontent. Very well. This way, please. New York City's narcissist rich seem awfully hungry for gourmet soup this late at night. The partition is packed, almost to the brim. The concierge points me over to the last vacant table and conveniently situated in the far-off corner of the main hall. I nestle in the chair, letting my elbows rest on the ornate tablecloth. Watch out, obviously white collars. There's a Black Widow in our midst. Well, I'm here. Might as well just kick back and dive boredom. Yeah. I really need something to occupy my mind. Call the concierge. I quickly glance at the nearby grandfather clock, momentarily stupefies me. Barely 10 minutes have passed since my arrival, but it feels like I've been sitting here for at least an hour. Enough's enough. I wave at the concierge, inadvertently making a scene. Might as well bring some much-needed Philistine vibes to this place. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you. The concierge quickly closes in on me, dancing habitually between us, and addresses me before I utter a single word. Swansky. As soon as the note reads, the manager, even though it's minor, his transgression must be penalized. I would like you to assist me in this matter. Such a display of goodwill on your part would surely improve your standing with the higher-ups. Choose an appropriate non-lethal punishment. S. Well, this is disappointing. It was a higher order to expect. Any help with the investigation, I guess? Instead, just another chore. The best I can hope for is that this really is a friendly request, and not a deliberate attempt to derail my work this early in the game. Damn it. Might as well get it done, since I'm already here, so I can move on with pressing stuff. I swiftly approach the manager and tap on his shoulder. He furrows his brow as soon as he notices me. I'm afraid I'm busy. One of the waiting staff should be able to. We have something to discuss in the VIP lounge. Now, if you would please... His face loses color. Maybe it has dawned on him maybe it has dawned on him that I'm even paler than the other, more blue-blooded guest. He immediately becomes compliant as I escort him through the side door. The room is empty, but its guests are just leaving. Nobody pays me any attention. The manager is as polite as he can be. He sees the patrons out. And I can see he's clearly losing his shit. He quietly asks one of the staff to come give him 5 minutes in the lounge and gingerly closes the doors behind him. Then the pleading starts. Listen, I know I screwed up. I shouldn't have let him in. How could I have known he's not one of the proper clients? I don't give a... Listen, okay. I would never... I implore you. I have children, for Christ's sakes. There must be some kind of arrangement, a way to... He just goes on as if I'm not even here. With each subsequent whimper, he becomes more and more irritating. Explain. Just shut up for a goddamn second. My outburst finally makes him hold his tongue. I light up the last cig in the package and take a slow puff, trying to compose myself. I have no use for your explanations and justifications. I don't know what sort of transgressions you have committed. I should have never let this Sanseric guy in. And truth be told, I don't give a shit. It will never happen again, I swear. On my mother's grave, I'm not that good of a judge of character, but I'm pleading with his arms out, really. But him pleading with his arms out really makes him look like the biblical wayward son. Swearing to change his way. Random. Grab his hand in a tight grip, palm up. Take a puff to rekindle the burning tip of my cigarette. He doesn't fight back. You and I both knew they want proof of that. I gave you a lesson you won't forget, so I hope you realize that this is a mercy. I put my smoke out on his palm. To the accompanied muffles, or to the company of his muffled screams, his eyes become watery, but other than, he takes it like a champ. If I have to come back to this shithole, the next one will go right here. I look him in the eye and crossly flick his eyelid before taking off. I didn't know I was capable of such cruelty, but here we are. Karen warned me that something in our bloodline finds sniveling weaklings distastable. Is that what triggered me? But that's a conundrum for another occasion. I did what I was asked. And I sure as hell wasted enough time here. I should move on. Alright, it's about time. It's about time I had to see Kadir. Mighty kind of him to arrange a meeting in a place that's most convenient for me. D'Angelo, Hope, Tamika, Agathon. I suppose that's Better than nothing, but no evidence, really. Honestly, it felt as if someone had already cleaned up the mess before I arrived. Sounds like the NR. Definitely try to check that place again. But I feel I need some sort of expert to accompany me. An advanced investigator who would show me the ropes. Someone tall and handsome, maybe. Yeah. You don't mind a diplomatic incident. I'll go with you. Any better ideas? Actually, this very note gave me one. But I will need to set it up first. I'll get back to you about it. You know these people? I've had passing contact with each of them. Part and parcel of the job. You know? I suppose. Can you help me out with this? The way I tackle it would be, look at one person on the list every night. Ask around about them and see what they know. Do manage to meet them. If I manage to meet them. They're not particularly easy to get a hold of. Always prefer to be a little off the grid nowadays. They're all particularly in hiding, if not MRA or dead. Funny coincidence? It's not my calculate. In other words, he knows nothing. In other words, he knows something. But it's not at liberty to say. Guess I'll find out another way. If I do meet them. And why one each night? Shouldn't I investigate every loose thread until we're satisfied? In a perfect world, you'd have all the time you needed, but this is not a perfect world. They'll try to brute force the solution to the case as soon as possible. I suspect that 4 nights from now, once the celebrations of power are over, they'll ask you for your findings. And that will be all. Fuck though. To be brutally honest, my focus wouldn't be on solving the murder. Instead, I'd focus on not embarrassing yourself. Fucked up. This is part of why I didn't want you to get involved. You couldn't possibly think Arturo had you involved out of the goodness of his heart. The entirety of your investigation is just for show. You were meant to be an unwitting actor. If it wasn't for the loyalty I feel towards Kadir, Samara, and my sire, God knows the memory of my embrace still holds too much sway on me. I've plotted a vendetta against these assholes long ago. But let's be frank. Even if I thought the lying to Mia about being sympathetic to the New York City anarchs yesterday could benefit me, I still probably wouldn't do it. It would feel like a betrayal. There's something about the Camarilla's ideas that still ring true to me, a belief in an individual excellence and nobility, or the way time-tested traditions can ground us in this terrifying new existence. But being in receiving end of the shitty neo-feudal structure, and seeing firsthand how the elites always play by their own rules regardless. I can't help but think there must be something better out there. The kind of Camarilla that would actually deserve slavish loyalty from the kindred like Kadir. A penny for your thoughts? I take a drag from my cigarette. After the last few months of hazing, I didn't expect a random act of kindness. This kind of bullshit is, well, just how Camarilla works, isn't it? More often than it's necessary, I'd say, but this time it's a risky play. In my experience, if one simply displays some cunning, they can unexpectedly turn a situation like this into their advantage. The court, part of the countermeasures, they're unable to surprise them in the regard. But if you do, by the end of the investigation, you might as well pull yourself out of the ditch you're in. That would be a night to remember. So, where should I go first? You should go with me. As it happens, I'm only out here because I was ordered to drive Aisling to the art hole. And guess the name of her protege. Oh, so that's who Agathon is. Or was. Nobody knows. It's a complicated thing. You'll see. I'm on the clock. Let's get a move on. Work your magic, fairy godmother. Still not done with this bit? Not while it's still bothering you. I'm leaving you behind if you keep it up. As I already told Kadir, numerous times at that, I have no idea what happened to Agathon. The Broadway charity part of the chantry of the 5 boroughs is Aisling's usually hangout place. These past few nights, she's in a hurry and not willing to talk. Do you have any idea about his connection to the kindred, going by the name of Tamika, D'Angelo, and Hope? I don't. I made it a point to keep our relationship strictly professional. Strictly professional. One, and never meddled in his personal affairs. Unless they influenced our work. That is. But it's only happened one time. Ah, yes, the infamous Juno case. Could that Juno case be the reason he's missing? I seriously doubt it, for many reasons. I think the boys lost his appetite for studying blood magic and set out to do a little soul searching. It was quite rude of him not to give me a proper warning before he departed. Still, this line of work is not particularly favored by folks with a perfect grasp of Verver. I do hope his search will bring him back right where he started, beginning begging me to take him back in. The boy is talented, and I did put a lot of time in mentoring him. If he doesn't, well, crosera serra, no skin off my back. Oh, she's Italian. So you won't even entertain the possibility that he found himself in harm's way. I know an answer to that one. A researcher's mindset. She doesn't think it's worth considering the worst case scenario, seriously. And just takes things as they come. Precisely. If, for for example, climate change scientists didn't operate this way, most would put a bullet in their own head long ago. That's a cheery thought. I'd like to search the chantry for Agathon's whereabouts. Our good sheriff already did that long ago. Long ago. You'd just be wasting your time. And ours, for that matter. Didn't you say Helene was waiting for us, Kadir? Give the girl 15 minutes. Aisling a minimal support for an ongoing investigation, and besides, she has a proclivity for finding things everyone else has overlooked. 10 minutes. And if you attempted to pass this door, or that one over there, I can't guarantee you'll walk out of here alive. Thank you very much, High Regent. Just get on with it. My time here is practically up, and I found nothing of use. It seems Agathon was completely dedicated to his work. Even his personal quarters are as barren as it gets. No personal touch whatsoever. Nothing I can go by. Until research. Seems like such a bore. Focus, Julia. What would you do if you were a warlock workaholic? Where would you leave clues to your whereabouts? What would you do if you found yourself in mortal danger and wanted Dakota to know? It's loose. Was that? Yeah. It was facing this way, huh? I approached the place where I saw the shadowy silhouette appear. It's a brick wall, and one of the bricks is loose. Kadir and Aisling are in the other room right now, still discussing the party. It's not that bad. You gotta learn how to find humor in the little things. It's demeaning, Sheriff. That's all there is to it. It's until I can grip it. Then I tug as silently as possible, revealing a hole in the wall. Inside there's a book. I browse through it quickly. Agathon's diary. That's a bingo. Your 10 minutes is up. Are your 15 minutes, in fact, are you done here? If I could just get minutes, I still feel like I could stumble upon something here. If I just look a little more. No way, Julia. Time to go. Fine. I put the brick back and take the diary with me. It did look like Agathon left it so that someone in Chantry could find it, presumably the High Regent. But my investigations take priority for now. I bid Kadar and Aisling adieu, and start looking for a secluded place to read my diary. This place right here should be secluded enough for me to browse through the diary in peace. I start quickly skimming through the book, singling out sentences and paragraphs that look interesting, trying to get a general idea of what kind of person Agathon was. Or is, I hope. The more I read, the clearer the image of the person becomes. He's been working under the High Regent for 15 years. There's an underlying shame in the way he talks about Tremere magic. He always describes himself as too slow on the uptake, but too late to learn something. Too much of an amateur. I was really into trying this self-worth of his wisdom. Oh shit. The entries beginning in 2012 are terrifyingly regular. The handwriting is extraordinarily neat. The author's absolute dedication to his studies palpable. If there's anything to his life besides work, it's his relationships. And 3 important women he holds. First, Aisling Stromberg, whom he reveres for a knowledge of stoicism and the willingness to experiment. I was hoping to find some details about her secretive work here, but no dice. Looks like he was willing to risk someone finding all about his inner life, but not anything he could do to harm his studies. A good pupil, serving a good mentor. I'm jealous. The second is a warlock, his ex-lover Juno, who he feels guilty about. They had a conflict in which Aisling was involved. Having choose between the two, he chose Aisling. According to Agathon, there was never real love between him and Juno. First, it was just shared interest, then a growing disconnect, and ultimately guilt, which made him feel responsible for her. But maybe it's just excuses. He strikes me as the kind of person who spends most of his time inside his head. Doesn't sound like anyone you could have a fulfilling romance with. I know what you're doing, Julia, but this is not a rabbit hole you want to get stuck in right now. Keep reading. Anyway, last but not least, Agathon's mortal grandmother, Sylvia. She's the light of his life and the person who took care of him after his parents died in a ritual murder. Not quite what I expected. Her family used to serve a cruel vampire in Mexico City, and it was retribution for their escape. She was the Lee Tremere, used to track him down. Actually, he was keeping her alive for a long time. But a few months ago, her heart gave up. Agathon blamed his insufficient skills. The kind of man who carries the entire world on his shoulders. Left alone with Aisling, he drowned himself in work and eventually burned out, but it doesn't sound like Sylvia's death was the only event that triggered his depression spiral. There was some kind of incident back in 2019. He doesn't cite specifics. Another thing he was worried about writing down. It's all vague mentions of a person who made him fly too close to the sun. Whatever happened, it had the same effect in his grandmother's death. New York stopped feeling like a home to him. It began and became alien, empty, grotesque. His words. I checked the first page. There's a recent photograph of him glued to the inner side of the cover. He's facing away from the camera, only showing his profile, and striking a rather dramatic pose. At first it looks kind of poserish to me, however, upon closer inspection it seems like a goodbye photo. The final melancholic glance. He throws in your direction before disappearing for good. There's also a single black feather. No idea what that means. Something's written next to the photograph with a lot of flourish. It looks like a poem. More than annoyed, sad. More than sad, unhappy. More than unhappy, suffering. More than suffering, abandoned. More than abandoned, alone in the world. More than alone, exiled. More than exiled, dead. More than dead, forgotten. The Sedative, 1917, by Mary Lawrenson. Looks like he wrote it down recently. It might have resonated with his emotional state over the past few months. Most importantly, it seems to confirm his intent with his diary to me. The general idea seems to be his research will outlive him. So he doesn't even detail it. Still, he wanted some kind of tangible memory of him, of whom he was, left for posterity. But that's not all. There's still a mystery to be solved. Quite a few of the pages toward the end are missing, but it doesn't look like they are necessarily removed to redact information. They were turned off in a way that made it clear the paper wasn't ever used. What's more, than preceding pages are empty as well. Could it be that that's when it happens again? I notice a bizarre shape in my peripheral vision. Bleed. I turn to catch a glimpse as fast as possible, but it's already gone. If my heart could beat faster right now, it would be jumping out of my chest. It's discomforting. I've been seeing these apparitions ever since I turned into this. The worst part is, I feel they were always there. Even as a mortal, they were there, sometimes in the corner of my eye, disappearing. And when I tried to look directly at them, making me think it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But when they're part of the Night Clan, there are times they don't disappear. There are times they talk. There are times they try to force you to do their bidding. And worst of all, no. I don't want to think about that right now. Still, in my experience, they aren't exactly, I don't know, consciously malevolent. This one in particular was trying to help. I opened the book on the first page and look around to make sure no one is staring. Then I cut myself with a razor I keep in my pocket just in case. It's not a deep slice. I just want to let a droplet of it fall onto the page. And that's when the letters appear. They obviously are censoring words. Oh. He's saying racist shit. And I don't even know what kind of racist shit starts with a TR. I don't even know that word. Alright. Look at me. You clown. No longer confident that any of my people can be trusted. I turn to a... I guess it's fucking... a Camarilla. Oh. Let's just say... turn to a fucking Spaniard. A Camarilla Spaniard. At that. Let's just go there. Reserve contempt. Agathon. Oh, because Agathon is from Mexico City. What are you waiting for, boy? Look at me. Ridicule is all I deserve. Oh wait, no, his words aren't coming all the way through. Come on, don't just stand there like an idiot. You want to say something? What the hell? This is the last thing I expected to happen. This diary is haunted. A series of quickly changing sentences and images composed of shadows and blood give me a window into another reality. It's not an objective view. It's like scattered remnants of emotions similar to a half-remembered dream, full of holes, but an honest expression of one's mind. Might it be interacting with me? It's just hypothesis, but I don't know why else I would show me Callahan. And was that Ellis Island? Right. This time, I don't even look in its direction. The voice makes me feel oddly confident about what I need to do. I pick up the feather that was in the diary and dip it into my vitae. Then I write down. Contempt. Let's try contempt. You sold out your ideals long ago, old man. You're a shithead, a coward, a failed leader, hated by everyone serving you. Of course, I have nothing but contempt for you. Good. Finally some honesty. Now we can talk to each other like equals. It doesn't feel like this is the way these events took place. It's more like a way to explore Agathon's emotional truth about the way it all unfolded. In any case, the diary is reacting to me in some shade of truth is better than nothing. It's a handy tool, and if I use it right, I might find some clues that could aid me in my investigation. There are a few thoughts floating around in my head like alien entities trying to make their way out. Is that also an effect of the diary's power? Let's try. Death. Is it fear of death that drove you to contact me? Don't be ridiculous. I've been ready to die since before you even came out of your mama's womb, boy. No. I fear something worse. So, when you heard about their plot, yes, I wasn't afraid it would fail and leave me in final death. I was afraid it would succeed. God damn it. What are the two of you talking about? Why did you meet? Ellis Island. Explain. She knows it's Ellis Island, and if there's more clues that need to be had, she can go there. I've shared my intel with you. Is there anything you know that I might need to know? You've gotten yourself into a giant mess, boy. You think that what you know is bad? You don't know the half of it. If you want to resist, first off, you're going to have to bite the hand that has been feeding you for so long. Blood running cold. All the scribblings disappear, and another set start taking their place. The diary conjures an image of a completely different place. I instantly get the feeling of deja vu. I process the space differently. The atmosphere is different, more familiar, homely. But this is unmistakably the Tremere Chantry. I visit, and standing there is just the person I expect. Looks like that's it for my meeting with Callahan, goddammit. But what if the person he was talking about and eliciting an emotional reaction from was Aislinn? The diary awaits my command. Who? High Regent, who? That is a naive question. I made it a point to have a few strings attached to me as possible. The few I kept should be painfully obvious to you. I don't feel comfortable being a part of this at all. I always thought we were busy with science, not politics. These are the words of a child. Science has always relied on politics, and politics on science. Not like this, High Regent. Don't embarrass me, Agathon. Not like this. The moving scribbles disappear again. I hastily let another drop of blood fall onto the page. What appears this time is yet another familiar face. Ah, yes, Agathon. is it that you wanted to tell me? You goddamn rat. I beg your pardon. The harpy vanishes. Yeah, right. As if I could ever gather courage to say this to your face. But at least I can do is try to stab you in the back. The diary ends here. I spill a little more vitae on the page, but it no longer works. I suppose that's it. Still no idea what happened to Agathon. Is he alive? Or is he dead? Alive. Maybe Dakota is right. I've been a glass half empty buzzkill too often. I will brace for the worst, but hope for the best. The way he left his diary for someone to carry on his work, the hints he strategically left inside. He's got this all planned out, no doubt about it. I choose to believe I will see him again one night. Maybe I'll even compliment the jacket he had on. In any case, I think it's time to pay a visit to the art hole. Hold on. So, they say that traits. Okay. So, these are the boss. Loyal to the end is 1, and glass half full is 2. Oh. Alright, well, I guess that's more personal than not. Give me a little bit. Go ahead and get something to drink. Go to the bathroom, take a quick 5, and we'll get back to it in a second. Alright. I know Arturo tends to leave the Elysium quite often to take in some fresh air and message people on his BlackBerry. So I thought I'd wait until I see him. The tactic works. He's surprised to see me. Miss Swansky. Shouldn't you be busy with your investigation? I am, actually. Which is why I've come to see you. That's particular. Because I'm absolutely sure I have nothing to do with this case. Are you barking up the wrong tree? That's what I'm here to find out. I assumed you'd want to see I'm thorough. Yes, sure. I suppose that it's commendable. What is it then? I have reason to believe that the last few months, you, the High Regent Ageling Storbrun, and her child, Agathon, were involved in a secretive scheme. His expression changes ever so imperceptibly. But the difference is palpable to me. For the first time ever, he looks at me as a person. Up until now, I was just an amusing diversion. Now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. What gave you this idea? Oh, I'm not at liberty to say. If you really want to know, ask the sheriff. Of course, Kadir doesn't know anything, but he's the only one in the court that Arturo has repeatedly failed to influence. He'll think twice before approaching him. I fail to see how this matter relates to the task at hand. I have every reason to think Baron Callahan was involved, and that he might have had grounds to fear for his life because of said scheme. He tenses now. The upper hand. Miss Swansky, answer the question. The delicate matter of what you're speaking of, has absolutely nothing to do with Baron Callahan's grim fate. Secretly confidential affair. It would be to stop. It would be wise of you to go. If I'm not allowed, should be treated as such. I am 100% convinced Prince Panhard would agree. If you insist on pursuing it further, we can take it up with the prince and see if her stance differs from mine. But I think you aren't as naive as to waste her time this way, and besides, she'd certainly want you to present the basis of your discovery to the court. Could you handle it? Maybe if, confident. I have no response, goddammit. This is his revenge for invoking Kadir, isn't it? I thought so. Is the High Regent inside? She is, but don't worry. I'll make sure to tell her not to waste your precious time, Miss Swansky. So that's how you're gonna play it, you bastard. Well, I guess you win this round. A strategic retreat is my only choice here. I don't have a full deck of cards yet. But just you wait. In a few nights, I'll take my leave then. Yes, do that. And if I may be so blunt, focus on the investigation. Avenues that aren't utterly imbecilic and suicidal to pursue. Miss, I bid you adieu. I curse him out under my breath as he disappears inside the art hole. Guess this avenue really is cut off for me. At least for now. 3 names left on the list. I still have some leads to go by. But for now, it's getting late. I should go to St. Patrick's and file my latest report. When I reach the cathedral, Father Leonard is already there. He's not exactly the most punctual person, but I always feel relieved to see him from afar. Time to move in and out before I'm noticed by Bennett. Will this be all? Mr. Bennett's a boss. A little bit of hot water. Oh my goodness! Yeah, that didn't cool it down too much. Alright. I guess so. I rattle off most of it in a hurry. On the way here, I'll come up with a more exhaustive report tomorrow night. Busy. Looks that way, Father. Our wayward girl has finally been recognized by her superiors. Here we go again. Of course. He had to sneak up on me. If ever you heard about that, if even you heard about that, I guess that means every single kindred in the 5 boroughs knows. I know you're an expert when it comes to knowing who's saying what around and where, but the last time we met, you promised to share that knowledge with me. Yeah, I was kind of lying. Oh, that's the 9th commandment broken. Father, shouldn't you scold her? Don't involve me in your silly games, Bennett. The way you fall for obvious lies stems from your biggest failing in communication. And that is, you only pay attention to the what. And that's being said, and not the how. That's booyah, motherfucker, suck it. Annihilated with an absolute flawless diagnosis. Child, don't make me regret siding with you. I'm sorry, Father. Won't happen again. Especially if you promise to keep verbally destroying that clown. You're in a strange mood tonight, child. Go get some sleep. Yes, we'll continue this tomorrow. I'm not showing up here tomorrow. Yes, you are. Stop breaking the 9th commandment. See you around, Julia. He's just an annoying asshole. He says my name is a sickly sweet way that gives me the creeps. I bow to Father Leonard, but I do my best to ignore Bennett and head for Dakota's place. Finally, my haven. Hey, hey, another tough night? You don't know the half of it. One drink. She points to her neck. I manage to summon a faint smile. I'd love to, but you know, we can't do this too often. Maybe tomorrow. You want to talk then? Yeah, I guess so. Just not about work, okay? I sit down next to her. Not about work? Got it. What's on your mind then? The past, I guess. Meaning, how spotty our memories are. And how, despite that, that's what we build our convictions on. Sorry. It's so banal, but I'm just tired. I'm frustrated. Well, let's talk about something more specific then. What did you remember about the time we first met? The time we first met? Yeah. Not a lot, actually. Those were gloomy, anxious days. I think I subconsciously replaced most of them with blank spaces. I remember you trying to paint your hair black. Ouch. Don't dig up my trauma now, okay? I remember that when we first talked, we talked about Hasu? Don't say Hasu. It's low-key racist, I think. Nobody ever knows what you mean by house. That show with the asshole doctor? No, the Japanese haunted house horror film that feels like it was written by a 7-year-old with ADHD in the best way. In the best way, duh. We were arguing which characters from the movie both of us were or are. Oh shit, it's in the background. Total nerd, not my fault. What was the deal with that suit? I like that suit. Yeah, it was okay. I remember helping you out with graphic design whenever you needed it. Funny, I remember you needing help with writing as something that tended to happen more often than not. Yeah, we developed a fun, shared aesthetic with similar surface concerns, and it bonded us together even before we made sure we were fully compatible deep down as human beings. Hell, I'm still not sure we are, especially now, with me not being a human being anymore. But hey, at least we both agree that this bedroom feels super comfy. I remember always feeling left out of your social circles. Always knocking at the door from the outside. Oh, forget it. My social circles were full of out-of-touch, snobby assholes. Yeah, but it felt weird how much they avoided me, and there was that one time with Isabella. All of a sudden, one thing Isabella said at that one party flashes into my mind. It was with startling clarity. After midnight in that kitchen without context, she just walked up to me and she will isolate you. She will suck you dry and she'll move on to the next target. That's the one thing she knows. Ugh, don't remind me of Isabella. She always resented me. It's been so long, and it's all baseless conjecture now, but what if she really did isolate me on purpose back then? Nah, the glass is half full. The past is Schrodinger's cat. And all that, better to believe in the positive version of events. Come to think of it, friend or foe, if you don't believe they're on your side, they will know it one way or the other. And then it's 100% certain you won't be on your side. Or they won't be on your side. Maybe optimism really is the way. Yeah, forget it, Isabella. Let's just drop that talk. I'm frustrated enough. I need a reset. Sound like a good idea. Off to sleep? Yep. Gotta get ready to go back to hell tomorrow. Alright. I'll get back to work. You're working remotely again? Yeah. My office is going insane for so many reasons, and I'm getting cabin fever too. Get some sun. It'll be good for you. Look who's talking. Good night, sunshine. Good night. We didn't talk to the crazy person. Or the other journalist. A few minutes after I wake up, I see a message slipped under the apartment door from Kadir. Yep. Look like he's got a short window to meet me and the Queens a few hours from now. Willet's Point. A single question. Get ready for action. Fine then. I will. Best way to do it would be to clear out my mind. Just walk without thinking. Reset the framework. Some fresh air should do it. Maybe a chance meeting with someone can get me out of this mental rut. Let me look at the world from a different angle for a while and improve my mood. Although it comes from improving one's mood, nothing beats some crimson red pouring down my throat. Not to mention, these cigarettes taste best with on a full stomach. Let's go. Oh yeah, she's the person you want to get to know. Yeah, she was Arturo's lapdog. And again, I find myself at the entrance of my sanctuary. Current vibe, not exactly an embodiment of joie de vivre. I don't know. But unburdened by my usual self-loathing. All in all, a pretty decent frame of mind. For very. I don't know how to pronounce that shit. Beware, Big Beat Burger. Something wicked this way cometh. And poof. Just like that, my mood is ruined. All it took was a single step through the door. Frenetic woman. Some swivel-eyed loon took my seat. Just legs are crossed over the table. Dirty shoes stained my chipboard altar. Oh, come on. Her clothing style is obviously meant to look eccentric and patchwork. What comes off as tragically derelict. There's nothing coincidental in her table choice, and it's not just because there's plenty of free spots tonight. She oogles me with those beady little eyes, daring me to come at her. I give the guy at the till Benny, I think his name was, a quick glance, no response. Unsurprising, he's a veteran. He knows better than to get involved. Is this supposed to be a message? Long shot? Is this supposed to be a message, long shot? But a reminder of the Camarillo's watchful eye, maybe. Everything about this lady, her hairstyle, her mannerisms, lipstick smeared nowhere near her actual lips, screams lunatic. I'm not the type to fight tooth and nail to get the other bats out of her cave, but I'm not just going to back down for no good reason either. I quietly take a seat right in front of her and wait. Yeah, crazy-haired widow hag. I can be patient too. We spend the next 5 minutes in silence. She just sits there and glares at me without blinking once. There's a few minutes that go by, dragging on indefinitely. She's chewing some red bubblegum with a wide-eyed grin that makes Jack Nicholson's trademark smirk look like a Mr. Rogers' beaming smile. Not gonna lie. Chew that munching chew is getting chew on my nerves. I'm perfectly aware this theatrically serves only for one purpose, to get under my skin. Make me act against my better judgment. It's true. Surprisingly effective, I'll give her that, but I'm not an idiot. I'll just take a chill pill. Try my best to remain in control. She uncrosses her legs in strangely seductive motion. In her mind's eye, it probably looked like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, but in reality, it had all the grace of tracksuit Slav squatting. It seems we're gonna be here for a while longer. I'll pull out a cigarette from my crumpled package and light it casually, as if I wasn't bothered at all by the invader, but before I could take a single puff, the nutjob snatches a cigarette out of my mouth. Don't mind if I do. Who do you... She cuts me off mid-sentence. Shh, shh. No talking. You need to get back to your happy place. I try to hold my impetus to rip off her face. She picks up after a few seconds. I don't like you. I don't hate you either. Not yet. At least, sheesh. I'm a good judge of character. But yours still eludes to me. Get to the fucking point. She flicks the ash of the cigarette in the fluid motion and takes a long puff. She exhales the smoke, comes out of her mouth while she speaks like her intestines caught on fire. My special friend asked me to note your every step, judge your every move, and count your every failure. And believe me, when I started this job, I thought there would be a lot less counting. What's she talking about? Panhard? Kadir? Torque? She tilts her head in an upsettingly canine manner. Little girl, I ran all sorts of charts and graphs on you, and they all pointed to the same result. Useless hussy. Can you help your sister out and illuminate me as to what all the fuss is about? Don't want to help? Come on. If you're a good doggy, you might get a biscuit. As if all the bullshit wasn't enough, she taps her nose. She taps my nose like a fucking puppy. Oh no, you didn't. You want to get nuts? Okay, let's get nuts. No, calm down. In a truly Herculean effort, I restrained myself from smacking her hand aside and going for a throw, despite all the pleasantly violent images flashing in my mind. I clenched my fist so hard the skin gives into my fingernails, painting the palm of my hand just a little bit with blood. That loony bitch is clearly savoring the moment, until she's not. As soon as I manage to compose myself, she storms out without looking at me once. A loud slam announces both her departure and the necessity to repair the door for the 100th time or so. I'm still not sure what that was all about, but I swear, if I ever meet her again, I don't think I'm gonna be half as zen as I was tonight. It's time to get back to work. I step inside the subway and head for the meeting with Kadir. Oh, for fuck's sake. I thought you were kidding. Nope. Couldn't reach your room, but I know for a fact Hope is there. He's pointing in the direction of the double spiral building. And, what is she doing there? I understand that she's the current leader of the company, acting CEO, to be exact. No, you're pulling my leg. Of all the places in the city, the company that brags about creating IT solutions for the future, always surrounded by rumors of monstrous workers' abuse, all the sort of ethical violations, trading information with governments, and ending the career of certain promising journalists and professional fuck-ups who attempted to investigate them seriously, you might be able to ask her both professional and personal questions. 2 birds, 1 stone. I don't get it. Last time I checked, the company belonged to Kara Murray. I'm told she quietly took sabbatical a few months ago. And it sure looks like the kind of sabbatical you don't come back from. Final death? Very possible. But I have no idea. I remember I was shocked when I first learned that one of my nemesis back in my old life was a vampire all along. When I realized her position made her untouchable, I made her untouchable too. I was beyond mad. Well, whatever happened, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. What about her brother Jesse? You're asking me? Last time I checked, you were the expert on the company. I just handled the basic intel for you, even though I shouldn't even really be here. Yeah, and I hope you realize I'm grateful. You better be. So is Hope just for another corporate shark? Well, she is the child of Carter. The theatrical pause. He smiles as he sees me wince. But very much unlike him, he took her in front of her particularly multifaceted talents related to the internet, knowing he's helplessly behind the times in regard. I hear he's been unruly, though. Well, unruly's good. I can work with unruly. So you're telling me she might not be a stuck-up startup bitch? Language. As I've told you a few times now, when it comes to the internet, just assume I haven't the slightest idea. I'm getting there myself. I haven't been able to check my email in the last 5 months. I have no idea what the kids at Triple B are talking about this most of the time. Oh my god. I might be getting old. Don't worry. The moment you realize you don't give a damn about the most fans you've cared about for years ago is a liberating one. You've been there, done that, at the beginning of the 20th century. Old. Anyway, you'll probably hear Hope's story straight from the horse's mouth. I don't have much time, so I'll get straight to the point. You shouldn't be looking at anything in the main building. It's just a front. Ignore it. What you want to do is use the elevators to get to the lowest level of the building. Shh. I heard the stories about the double spiral basement, but I had no idea what to make of them. Ever since every source told me a different horror. Did any of them tell you a rumor about an army of underground ghouls? No, but I'm all ears. Double Spiral employs an army of ghouls as the chief workforce. They work and live underground, away from prying eyes, with lesser rights than regular kind employees. Perfect for business. Wow. I'm actually speechless for a second. I had profoundly low expectations at this company, but every time I learn something new about what's going on behind the scenes, I'm still surprised at the level of scumbaggery at play. I'll leave the moral judgments to you. In any case, you need to reach the room number 507, where the CEO supposedly resides, and then get Hope to answer your questions. His old-timey flip phone vibrates. Speaking of, if you got any left for me, it's now or never. I'm needed at the art hole. How should I approach the building? I've told you everything I know. Just do what I do all the time. And that is, scout the situation, then decide. Right. I forgot. That's what you do all the time. You mean scouting? No. Stating the obvious. The phone vibrates again. Well, that's it for me. Arturo is pestering me to show up at the Elysium 5 minutes. Tell him I kindly suggest he go fuck himself. Not in 1,000 years. Well, good luck with your mission, soldier. With a mock salute, he disappears into his car and drives away. Nothing left for me to head in. Still, I'm anxious. There's 2 approaches to choose from. And whichever I pick, I will have to stick with it. If I force my way in and assert my authority, bad cop style, that should make an impression. Bad bitch coming in with the entire court behind her back, bluffing her way to victory. Sneaking in and politely asking for cooperation seems like the less disruptive, more me option. But it's not like being me has taken me anywhere thus far. Shit. Kinda wish I was still stuck in my routine where I didn't need to be doing things like developing a person. It's a bit of a coin flip, honestly, but I gotta make a choice here. How do I approach Double Spiral? Stay covert. Being aggressive is not me. I don't even want to think about the headaches I'd have to deal with. The less disruptive I am, the better the chance they won't get pissed off at me. And I do need hope to be cooperative. This good cop approach should pay off eventually. Alright, let's do this. I cloak myself in shadows and let my instincts take over. He isn't well lit, so to get behind the lone security. With the security cam done, I'm already inside an emergency staircase and making my descent. The doors to the deepest floor are locked, but it takes just a bit of brute force and I'm inside. Hello, Double Spiral. Bet you wouldn't see me again, huh? Assholes. I look around and find an emergency evacuation map. Bullseye. Looks like all the information I need is here. There it is, room 507. Someone comes around. Looks like one of Hope's nerdy ghouls is here to sniff around, but I'm already in the shadows. I slink away as she starts patrolling the corridor, checking for if anything is okay. Camera, body heat sensors, electronic locks, still, I'm managing. I remain cautious, just like a deer would want me to. But it's surprisingly easy for me progressing towards the room 507. It's far easier than expected. I reached the Double Spiral offices where, just like Kadir said, hordes of ghouls are slaving away for the company. Deep learning, spyware, social media manipulation, yada yada. The important thing right now is everyone is staring at their own screen. It's easy for me to just keep sneaking. Aside from the fact, she still seems to be on my tail. Only slowed by the fact that she's thorough in her search. I better pick up the pace. And there it is, final corridor, time to announce myself. I slowly walk up to the corridor. There it is, room 507. The door looks harder to take care of than the other ones. Probably won't be able to take care of it in the same way I did the others. The door to the office of the current Double Spiral CEO. This fucking company. I get pissed off. But I'm trying to control it. There's a camera by the door. If she knows what to look for, she can probably see I'm here on her screen. But just to make sure, I knock on the door. Hope. I'm a Camarilla detective, and I will need you to answer some questions. Hope? I know you're in there. Open the door. I will not leave until you do. I'm here on behalf of the sheriff of New York City. Hope. Keep pounding on the door, calling her name. After minutes or so, a voice rings out from the intercom. Is this thing on? Oh, I guess it is. Alright, I got your message loud and clear. I'll meet you in the offices. I'll be right there. Looks like you made it past Nadia. Nastya. Alright. Get back to the office and keep her company. She's probably beyond pissed off about you eluding her grasp, but don't make it a big deal, okay? Thank you for your cooperation. I will be right there. What's up? On the one hand, clothes you could be reasonably expect to find in any CEO's wardrobe. On the other, a body covered in tattoos, flashy jewelry, dyed hair, and wild makeup. The thought that she might be yet another CEO playing the nonconformist crosses my mind, but she strikes me as someone who's more than happy to live in her own little bubble. Still, I won't be fooled. She is the boss of Double Spiral. So, did you find me? How did you find me? Sheriff Kadir. I lost mine, I did. You'd have to ask him. I take out a new cigarette without even thinking. You can't smoke in here, lady. Just let her. Don't treat me like I'm your enemy. I come in peace. A deep, relaxing drag. So, when did you realize I was here? Right at the start, there was a momentary laser malfunction. Lasted a second or two. Hasn't tipped any of the alarms, but I guess something was off. Oh, that's it? Hunch has gotten me every job I've ever had. Hunch has saved my life anytime I got in a messy situation. These days, the reality is too complicated to rely on anything else. Can't find a better head of security than Nastya. And her hunches are the main reason why. They're like a sixth sense. I'm curious about the sixth sense. Is that a ghoul thing? Nah, it's a spy-like thing that borders on second sight. James Bond spotting a hidden knife in somebody's shoe. Jack Bauer suddenly realizing you hate America. That kind of thing. And where did you train that? Second sight? Nastia shrugs. It's just like making good music, lady. 50% of the work, 50% hard work, 50% psychedelics. Oh, I'll take your word for it. Love you, the chat girls, but I'd love it if you saved it for later. I'm CEO now. I have a lot of duties, and I must pretend to handle. I just need to ask a few questions. Sure, yeah. Call me if you need me. I got a weird hunch about this one, too. Don't worry, I'll disappear as quietly as I arrived. Yeah, I'd prefer to be sure that you left, lady, so that I can report it to my boss. We'll talk security later. Don't worry about this shit right now. Don't worry, this shit happens. For now, take 5. Nastia leaves, and I'm left alone with Hope in the corner of the office. It feels funny to stand here in front of you. Oh, and, why is that? People had me fired from my job before I was embraced. Ah, I see. You're that, Swansky girl from Lodestar. Yeah. Somehow I never put 2 and 2 together, so you're the La Sombra rep from this city now, huh? As she's talking to me, she keeps tapping at her phone with terrifying speed. I don't feel like I have her full focus, and it's getting on my nerves. Just so you know, I have no idea why you've taken care of Montgomery's place, and I doubt you tell me, but the bitch deserves to burn in hell. Yeah, hell yeah she does. Wait, did you just admit? Hold your horses. No, Jesus, this is why normal CEOs pay for PR people to talk to them. I only agreed that she's a horrible person in every way that counts. More. Does she know if that's what you think of her? Why did she let you take her position in the first place? What? I'll just cut through the bullshit, okay? Miss Lodestar? I guess this is about Jesse and Kara covering up those creepy ass... You spent months on this case? And you'd like some closure, pretty much. Well, here's your closure. Double Spiral has served... practically has severed all ties with them. They don't work here. They get no company money. They probably won't ever show up here again. The company's not their circus anymore, and the workers are not their monkeys. I'm in charge now. So yeah, if there's anything you'd like from me, I'm all ears. It wasn't just Jesse and his sister. This company has ingrained structures of abuse and immoral... Yeah, I've ordered internal investigations and audits. Everyone related to those illicit activities was disciplined, legal actions, firings, rebukes, all depending on the severity of their misdemeanors. I don't have a stomach for all of that creepy corporate shit. So, I'm trying to steer the ship in the right direction. Don't know what else I can tell you. For fuck's sake. No matter how I look at it, seems like she's done everything. The Montgomery clan is over. The queen bitch, a symbol of everything that's wrong with the tech CEOs, is gone. Jesse, that perverted, embezzling son of a bitch, is gone. I should be glad, so why is it a sinking pit in my stomach? You should make amends. Someone must take responsibility. Listen, I get that you're mad, but this is a corporation. Diffusing responsibility is what it does. Everyone who worked here was guilty. So, are all Double Spiral clients, shareholders, etc. I hated Montgomery too. I took the company from her hands, and as an outsider, and now I'm the only person on a power trip here. All the fuckheads who disgusted me are gone. Now, Want to hold me accountable? Sure. But hold me accountable for my own actions. Hell, these would be more than enough to put me away for life. The biggest case in my particular life solved by some weirdo who fucked Kara and Jesse over is presumably underhanded ways. It doesn't get more anticlimactic than this. Fucking hell. I want to ask her how she did. But why would she tell me? All I can guess is that she's an outcast who decided to get her hands dirty and obtain power to do something she considered good. Something I've always been afraid to do. Anyway, I feel for you.